Security is in the spotlight at the Minnesota State Capitol, not just on site, but for lawmakers whose lives are threatened. A local senator who experienced that firsthand is now pushing for protection. Ashley Grams is live with that story in St. Paul tonight. Ashley?
Yeah, Senator John Hoffman leading calls for more security both in and outside the Capitol. This just 9 months after he nearly lost his life last June. Sitting before a state Senate committee on Monday, DFL Senator John Hoffman pushed for more security for lawmakers.
We've seen an exponential increase in threats of violence and harm to elected officials in Minnesota. And we've seen all too tragically what happens when these threats are acted upon.
Last summer, authorities say Hoffman and his wife were shot over a dozen times by a man impersonating a police officer. That same night, the accused assassin murdered Speaker Emerita Melissa Hoffman and her husband Mark. If passed, this bill would create a protective services unit that would provide security to lawmakers, state constitutional officers, and Supreme Court justices in response to a threat.
This bill is a necessary response. It would help keep elected officials and Supreme Court justices safe and dedicate the resources necessary to prevent future tragedies from happening.
Threats against lawmakers in Minnesota more than doubled from 19 in 2024 to 50 in 2025, according to State Patrol. Earlier this year, this man was charged with assaulting Congresswoman Ilhan Omar during a Minneapolis town hall. And earlier this month, a woman was charged for making threats against House Speaker Lisa Demuth. Security has already been stepped up here at the Minnesota State Capitol. In just the last month, over 60,000 people have walked through these security checkpoints. The Department of Public Safety says 28 items were turned away, and they checked permitted gun owners over 280 times. They're also starting to increase staff at high traffic times during the day.
Absolutely, Mr. Chair. I would recommend Senate File 4167 get approved.
The bill received bipartisan support.
Motion carries.
And now moves to the Finance Committee. There's a similar bill moving through the House. And there are other bills that lawmakers are considering right now, like increasing penalties for people who impersonate law enforcement, also using campaign finance funds for security. Frank?
All right, Ashley, thanks for the update.